government elections, which took place last Saturday, July 12, 2025. Despite the significance of local government elections, which is also the closest tier of governance to the people, the process was reported as experienced voter apathy. That means there was low turnout of people who came out to vote. But according to the Rasaq chairman, Honorable Justice Okikiolu Ihile, she said that no, that was not the case. That what was your indices of measuring that? Some people came, did what they had to do, and returned home. That was why many queues or many people were not seen at the voting places. So we have our person here because he was here throughout on Saturday monitoring these elections. Rasaq Olokoba. He's a respected public affairs analyst and who has consistently lent his voice to conversations about democratic governance and civic engagement here in Nigeria. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I want us to begin with your general impressions about the last elections. Most importantly, for me, what stood out was the security. We didn't have any security issues. So I'd like us to start from there. What exactly stood out for you, at the last elections?
Well, I'll start from what you agree on, which is security. One of the major ingredients of having a good election is actually security. And that day, I moved around a lot and I witnessed a very peaceful exercise. It was not because of the claim that people didn't come out to, but because there were decisions taken that the person we want is coming on board. The elections that were owed for general election, Lagos State government may have to teach the federal government a few lessons about the conduct of a peaceful election. Because other states that held their election, it was trailed by a series of violence. But Lagos was not like that. And we should give kudos to the governor, the police, and Rasaq for a job well done. Then, one thing that I also noticed that people have prepared their mind that without conducting that election, without voting, or without coming out to assess the situation, they have a permanent impression they want to create about the election, which was what we discovered later. We were with the impression that people didn't vote. But later, the report of voters, later when it was counted, we now discovered that we thought this polling booth only 10 people voted. Only for to discover that there were 200 people. So the issue is that they came and they went back home. They didn't wait at polling booth. Of course, we know that the numbers of people that came out to vote is so low to the number of voters we have, which is over 7 million people. We know that one for sure, but it's not as bad as the picture we painted. And that is why, you see, I don't know how we can address that in this country. If you look at the death of Buhari, we have people were decimating their leaders. People were saying this, and if you keep decimating your institutions like Rasaq, like EFCC, like ICPC, the society is going to be in a big trouble, because it is the morale you give them to work that sustains them. No matter what you do in your station, public kept condemning you. They didn't see the good side of LTV. You will not be impressed. But when, at the appropriate time, people commend you for what you are doing, people tell you that, we are with you, you're on the right path, it's a morale booster. It keeps people inspired to do more things. So for me, I think it's time we start admitting that we have not been treating our institutions very well.
Okay.
What do you want to say about the police this time around? You want to say that they didn't condemn themselves very well? I passed. I was stopped in a very respectable manner, and I was questioned, and they allowed me to go. But if anybody wants to talk about Nigerian police, so these are issues that is permanently enshrined in the mind of Nigeria. Even our leaders, you want to say that Buhari has not done anything good. East West Road is there. Lagos Ibadan is there. The train, look at the works the Fashola has done. And so many other things that he has done. The coastal, because Africa cannot survive alone, except we are united. He did a railway that linked Nigeria to the Niger Republic. And it is just because we don't know, we don't want to admit that we have to go at a pace to become what America has become democratically, to become what Britain has become democratically. Nigeria don't want to admit that we must go at a pace. No, we must get there today. We can't get there today. So, so for this election, we should be impressed about this election. It's a yardstick that we can use to measure any free, fair, and credible election.
Okay, before we start measuring any further, you said you moved around a lot, during the elections, and for those who couldn't monitor, and for those who are watching us right now, I'd like you to describe, the atmosphere exactly at some of the polling units you visited on that day.
The thing I would say is that opposition is irresponsible in the politics of Lagos. They are thoroughly irresponsible. Because I've never seen this kind of submission before. And that's why you have to question the political class. Why did you come into politics? You think it's just to win an election. When you don't win an election, you submit. No, that is not how to serve your people. Excuse me. How to serve your people is to keep pointing out your own agenda for the people. You win, you don't win. Sometime, someday, if you are convinced and if you acquire enough knowledge about what you are saying on governance and the way forward for Nigeria, sometimes, someday, people change party in America, not because they want to change party, but they see that this moment, it is only the Republican that can lead us off the wood. This moment is Democrat. So you think there will never be a time when people will say that your agenda is fine? Once you don't want to win an election, you have gone back home to sleep. So the competition that makes people happy during an election is grossly missing. I can't blame APC for that. You can't blame Rasaq for that.
Opposition's presence at the.
I said it's irresponsible opposition. Given the fact that you think if you don't want to win an election, you should not campaign, you should not contest. That's it. You see, there are other states you have won. So the program you have at other states, you need to come and superimpose it on the cycle of the people here, and you submit it. And that's why when things go on like this, it endangers our democracy, and they turn the table around.
Exactly.
That APC is turning Nigeria into one party. All the indices of one party state is absent. Persecution, lack of rule of law, so other things like that. You will be coerced to join your party. It's missing. Nobody has coerced anybody to join APC. People leave APC. People come into APC of their own free will. So for me, in Lagos election, the people we need to be mad at most are the people who are actually mismanaging our democracy, which is the opposition.
Okay.
We didn't see the opposition at all. They were not felt at all. That's not because it is your party that gives strength to democracy, party politics. It's the party politics that makes democracy strong. It is your democracy is will of the people, where each party will express in its own ideology. This is how to make the country great or the state great. So, and that's democracy. When people express view, when people want to see variety about livelihood. But when you leave a party to one perspective, even if you are not going to win, that's wrong about democracy. So the people actually damaging our democracy are the current opposition. Let's flash our mind back. 2019 to 23, they were strong opposition. They gave them a fight. Then Buhari contested again. It gave them a strong fight. That's what we are saying. That's what makes democracy.
But that's for the
so now your weakness.
We're talking about local government elections.
It is a spiral effect of what they are doing at the center that led to what is happening now. It's the recklessness at the center that led to this. Look at the way they are leaving their party in droves now. So when there's no national party again, how do you then have a state party?
Things are falling apart. The center
So
cannot hold.
so cannot hold. So for us as a people, we have to be the one to begin to educate the political class that no, you're not running democracy. You want to see what you can do, and it's going to keep the incumbent on their toes. You want to see the number of last mile picture on telephone on daily basis. So the people who are left to be doing opposition on their own, and the next day, it will change. They will address the issue. That's what opposition is all about. Bring out things that the government is not doing correctly, not in a way to decimate the government, but in a way to
For the
make
betterment of the people.
Yes. So that's what we expect. Last man do something today, the next day is prosecuted. If he's found guilty, he will be penalized. If it is a wrong information, they will educate the public. So many things are going on daily basis. You now slept off.
All right,
And you start snoring. Is that the democracy we all struggle for?
Okay, let's talk about the electoral body now, Rasaq, here in Lagos. What were your expectations of them? And looking at how the local government election was conducted, did they really meet up to that expectation?
I think Annex I said it on Saturday too, Annex needs a legislation. It should be compulsory for, I want to get employment now. You know the number of interviews I will do before I get employment. That's because I want to feed my family. Now, chairman of a local government is presiding over the fate of 2 million people. And the only thing you need is just a certificate and come and tell people that I will sing but one, he becomes the chairman. No, you should go higher than that.
Like
There should be academic
screening.
excellence henceforth. And I think Lagos can take a lead in that. If you want to run party in Lagos, federal government can have its own laws. We need to know your program for the people. You see, that's one, there will be early competition. You will see people who have acquired correct and proper and inspiring knowledge. They will come on board. But if it is to do abracadabra and win the election, if that is, which is the picture now, we are just lucky that in Lagos, the tendency in government since 1990, they are doing the right thing. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been having our best in government, because if you look at what Lagos local government has done in the last 4 years and superimpose it or take it in terms of comparison to other local governments, you are going to cry for Nigeria, because the guys here, in fairness to them, they have done well. I told you on Saturday, I saw a structure in the local government. I was wondering, maybe it's the headquarters of Mr. Biggs or Cabri or MTN. And they said, no, it was built by a local government. I said, local government care. The health care, their health care center was close to, I don't want to mention any local government. I was impressed. Local government care. In Lagos, performance.
I know that local government.
Okay, you know that local government. Thank God.
I know that place.
And other local government also complemented. They were doing training for young people. You are out of school. If you read administration, all of you cannot go and work in the bank. What do you want to administer? Vocational training. In the line of their study, they went to school to do. So, for me, ANEC need to compel opposition to be doing this too. Because we told Lagos government that you will work and work and work. If you don't discuss with Ogun State, in terms of there must be collaboration. I can't leave Lagos and enter Gallop in Ogun State now. At least anywhere I share boundary with you, please give it a facelift. The same. So ANEC should also have a compulsory policy, maybe legislation, where both incumbent party and the opposition is the duty of ANEC. The schools that have told ANEC over and over again, no, you need to do something, so that even if you win election, what will you do with power? And if you lose, what are your assigned responsibility? You go to Dubai and rest. When there's election, you come back again. No, you have a duty to perform. The moment you become a politician in Nigeria, you are coming out to become a potential statesman. You are coming out to become a role model. You are coming out to mentor people with the good things you are going to. So if you lose, even if you lose election, you should keep mentoring people. Your intention is not to decimate the government. Soon as Tinubu won election, Then we saw 12 days of rage. I said, in 90 days, in less than 90 days, 12 days of rage. And it was inspired by opposition. We can't continue that kind of thing in Nigeria. So, but if we have correct understanding of what politics is all about, they won't be doing that. They play politics with everything, including Buhari's death. Okay. Someone snapped Buhari where he was on his sick bed. So we need to educate the political class on things you need to know. You are supposed to be civilized enough to know that if Lagos is in trouble, it's not a good thing for you. So if you want to criticize, be careful the way you criticize. Okay. Majority of us, where we come from, there are things we do in Lagos that 1% of we can't do it where we come from. In terms of freedom, in terms of free rule of law, in terms of prosperity and all of that. So if you are a politician in that kind of a state, your aspiration in your heart is what will you do as incumbent or as opposition to make Lagos progress. Anything outside that, you are not a patriotic political class.
Okay, still talking about the conduct of Rasaq on Saturday now. My question was for you to evaluate their performance. So in terms of materials getting to their polling units in time, conduct of their ad hoc staffs and all, how was it?
They need to improve on that.
Because let me add to that. There was one particular area, Amuwo Dofin Festac, they reported openly that as at 11 o'clock, there was no presence of personnel from Rasaq, no materials, nothing. They had so much of logistical challenges. So
I got the report too.
Okay.
I got the report of that place. But some TV stations even show and interview them. Like I said, they need to improve on it. The ad hoc staff didn't do so bad because they are personnel that you train. I've been INEC agent. I did census 91 or 92. I was part of census 91 and 92 as younger as in school while we were in school. So they train us or they train them 3 weeks to the election. So you can't get 100% perfection in that. Even people that were trained for years. So they did their best, in fairness to them. And the logistics, there needs to be a permanent methodology of distributing the material. It's still sketchy, not only in Lagos, it's a challenge all over the country. But be that as it may, it's not an error-free process. It's not an error-free process. If you look at areas where they got material on time and areas where there are challenges, you see that they should be given something well above, pass mark. When I set out, I got to Mushin, I got to Ojuelegba, I got to Ogba, Ikeja, I went to Bega, I went to Magodo, most of those places, my own place were not there on time. I didn't be here. That when I there on time. But all those places I mentioned, out of about 27 police routes I went before I went for an interview, about 16 were there already at the time I came out. Others were not there.
So what time?
So you can see, I'm at 39. Okay. So you can see that there's something deliberate about that. I know that Amuwo is not a riverine area, where we will say that it's never that is coming. Exactly. But I'm very sure and convinced that, for instance, if you want to say that there are motives for Amuwo, which is what people were saying, is there motive for the one at behind you at Agidingwe? So I want to conclude your answer by saying that perfection is not attained in this kind of exercise. There will be challenges, and for once we should make up our mind to say that our institutions are not people but Nigerians who don't want Nigerians to be happy. We need to begin to change our perception, because election in Lagos, APC is the party to beat. So I don't. We should. It's normal for this kind of picture. Okay. 3 railway line, about 15 bridges by incumbent party, staff salary, security. Between now and Ikeja, you see 1 or 2 vehicles by Lagos government, which is also replicated by local government at their own level too. So it's difficult not to have that victory. So it may be difficult for opposition to admit that. And because of their recklessness, these are the kind of things they will be promoting. That they didn't bring they come out and vote where there's material. Bring your member out and vote. So why not appear and say I'm giving a brief because of last year. I want to say that they did well. They had their own challenges. Their personnel did very well. Materials got them. Some areas had their own challenge. And the Commissioner of Police in Lagos State, whatever you have done to your personnel to make them perform in this matter, don't stop. If it is training, if it is orientation, you need to keep it up. And they were wrong. You see, the buck stopped at the table of Mr. Governor. I think you should be happy now that he did something very commendable. We have to
all 57 local governments
yes,
and
we have to commend them. Now I'm not talking about the victory. I'm talking about the conduct of the exercise.
Okay.
The victory is another thing, but the conduct itself, because it's double as a party person and the governor.
Okay, let's talk about voter apathy. We have to talk about it because it just keeps recurring. Why does this keep happening? Since we're in Lagos, let's talk about Lagos. There's always a low voter turnout, during the local government elections. And some of our reporters that went out on Saturday, reported it. Why does this keep recurring, and what can be done, to encourage, the electorate to come out and vote on such days?
If you ask this kind of issue as a chartered administrator, you first identify the stakeholders. And as a political scientist, having done that, you then examine the political, your political perspective to it. Who are the stakeholders? You talk about INEC. Rasaq, sorry. You talk about Rasaq.
Okay.
You talk about the government.
Okay.
You talk about the political party. You talk about the people.
Okay.
You can't blame Rasaq. 7 million voters were registered. That's huge. So, and I think there are
And how many political parties? About 15?
Yeah, 15 or 13.
About
I can't
15,
remember.
yes.
So, in the express intention to contest, eventually only people meet up with the demand. It's what's called the ballot paper. If you don't meet up, they won't print your party in the ballot paper. So, and that's one area that I think parties think is a joke. You want to contest election, and deliberately you did not meet up deliberately. And you'll be saying, you come out to say that your party is not there, and your followers, you won't believe them that, no, it's your fault too. So for Rasaq, they did well, 7 million voters, registered voters. It's not their responsibility to go and bring them out. And that is why we need to add to their responsibility now, which is the political education. Not only for the people, but for the political class. And I'll come to the content of that education. So for Rasaq, they have just little blame. They did what they are supposed to do. As for government has made everything conducive for you to come out and vote. Securities were provided, announcements were made, holiday was declared. So what government should do, the government has done it. I don't know whether other people disagree with me, but from my own perspective, they did that. People share the greatest blame at the political parties and the people.
Okay.
For political parties, you need to have an enticing program and ideology that will draw people out to come and vote. Because when people want to vote, they say, Atani, Karimu, I will make him a millionaire.
So this is the fault of the political parties now?
Fault of the political parties. I will say, it's him that I want to vote and make millionaire. No, I will not do. But if he sees the program of a political party, the ideology, what they represent, that's what drives people out to come and vote.
Okay.
That's what gives you hope in a political party. And I keep giving examples all over the world that if you see ideologies of two political parties, there are disciples of our Lord today. And Yoruba land, there are disciples of MPN. Till tomorrow, they don't want to follow Awolowo. It's a party program that convinces them. And even in North, there are Awolowo's followers. Why do we follow all these old men? It's the program of their party.
They had ideologies.
Regular revolution, free education. You know, all these things in there. And how was democratic socialism? We know the meaning of democratic socialism. Welfare program. I like this. The other party. So if PDP had a clear-cut program for the people, that's what we keep bringing. And this party get there. welfare of my program, agro-allied, telecoms, then socialist program, the capitalist program. You keep ringing bell in there, but then when there's none, what we can do is to be showing you the things the incumbent party have done. So party needs to do more in that area to drop people out, because to convince them to come out, they did though. People don't want to come out. But there must be something visible, because if it is performance, there's performance in Lagos. You can't say that you have not seen what the local government chairman have done. You can't say that's not enough to inspire you, because it's not about performance in Lagos. If you're talking about that state now, you will say our local government, if I vote, you are wasting your time. But in Lagos, you can't say that. You can't say it's not enough.
Okay.
So
then the
talk
people,
about the other
then the
stakeholders.
people,
Yes, the people.
then the people should know that if you don't vote,
Especially this local government.
if you don't vote, you are not hurting Karimu that you think is the chairman of local government. You are hurting yourself.
True.
And if you vote, you are not impressing him. It's for your own sake. There's a link between your ballot and prosperity. Today now, they are on holiday. But in the next 1 week, you can see people who will vote. They will be the champion of critique of local government chairman. Particularly elite like you and me and my sister here. You will be in the lead. I have a friend, I said it on Saturday. He said, today I will complete watching my Netflix series. I say, Netflix series. And we are inside some. I said, go and use two people that are used to go and talk to them. Not go and talk to them. I say, and you are complaining bitterly about the youth of today. The model they follow. Anybody you want to see as a model, start with local the councillors. You start with who is your chairman.
True.
Because when your son wants to get certificate of citizenship or something at the local government, the treatment is going to get there. We will say, who are these people? They don't complain. So, excuse me. What I'm saying is that the people must realize that their non-voting is part of the reason why the country is not moving forward. 9 million people voted during the 15 million people voted out of 250 million. It's how to move a nation forward. And you go to the rest of the world, you see things working. And you won't know that election plays a major role in a democracy. And when your democracy flourish, it engender good governance. We keep repeating this thing. It's not the magic. It's not magic at all. If you want change, you have to change too.
You have to be part of it.
You have to be part of it too. Yeah. Trump today, followers, they will never vote for another political party. It's Trump. And they return him. They say they want Trump, they return him. If you have an idea of someone who will move your local government forward, who will move your state forward, who will move your country forward, if you have that idea, it's by your ballot that you do that. So for the people, it's wrong to be persuading people to come out to vote. It's wrong. Why will I be persuading you that you should do the needful that will determine our prosperity? The laws we are going to make. Why should I be convincing you that someone who will make our law, I will beg you to come and vote for him? No, it's wrong. So for people, in your own interest, come anytime there's election, you have to come out to vote. The more you run away from this kind of exercise, the more good governance is eluding us. The more, and there's no two way to it. What God has not done for Muhammad and Christ, He can't do it for Nigerians. So Muhammad fought his jihad. Christ is not coming to die on the cross for us again. He's gone. His return is rapture.
All right.
So, and that's the picture we have in mind. And we're calling, there are some people that will do it like that. No, we are the one to do it. So for Lagosians, for Nigerians, it is unfair, it is unpatriotic to come to time of election and you think that some people are the regular customer that always come and vote. You leave it to me. And you think you want good road, you want electricity, you want all these good things of life, and you want to get it by proxy.
You have stressed it extensively because time is really running out. So for those who won this election now, because Rasaq has said that they would be presenting the newly elected officials with the certificate of return soon. And so for those who won, and what are your expectations from them? Because you have established now that these chairmen, those who would soon be leaving, have done well. So there is a bar that has been raised. So for those who are coming into office, what are your expectations?
There's a general perception about chairmen of local government. I didn't form that perception about them. is Nigerians. We don't like local government chairman. It's a general perception.
Why do you think it's a
No,
general
that the
perception?
local government, they are just eating money. No, not me.
They are eating money, they are not doing anything.
Look at the statistics of people who say that. If you meet certain people, 7 people will say that. But they didn't work. That's general perception. And that's Nigerian attitude. They won't try to find out whether the local government, their own chairman. He didn't even know the name of that chairman local government. He didn't know. If I didn't know the local government he belongs to in the first instance. But he had someone said and then they are not doing well. He will not join and say they are not doing well. It's the case of NEPA and police. I don't know who are the most hated among them. But local government chairmen, they have a window of opportunity to be able to redeem their image by what their colleagues have done in the last 4 years. This thing will keep changing, rolling in. If you do well, no matter how long it takes. Thomas Paine was buried 200 years later. His body was exhumed, I think it was exhumed, and given a befitting burial. But it was supposed to be an hero, but he was lied again. So in their own case, too, no matter the perception about you, keep doing the right thing. The foundation laid by your past colleague, you have to build on it. First, security. I commend Lagos State government and local government chairman for security in Lagos. 25 million people in a small parcel of land, the smallest land in Nigeria, state in Nigeria. If you think it is a coincidence that we are sleeping in some areas with our eyes closed, it's not coincidence. It's the good work and policy of the government that on security that is working. So local government chairman should boost it. There are areas in Lagos that see a challenge of kidnapping. If you are the chairman of that local government, in the next 6 months, you have to be able to do something about it. That's number one. Number two is the economy of your local government. What are you going to do to complement the fees and wages and deductions, taxes you are collecting for? How do you complement it? What will you do to complement? So that people will see service for the money they are being paid. If money you collect from Yaloja, the garages and things like that, let them see what you do with that money. So if you do something with that money in a way that will improve the economy of your local government is very important. Then all the health centers in your local government, get doctors. If you have an inducement program for the doctor, they won't jackpot again. They will stay. There are people who were doctors because they have passion to serve their people. People have that passion. He's not going to use passion to feed his wife. His salary that he used to feed his wife. So people have passion to serve their own country.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Rasaq Olokoba.
Okay.
Time is fast spent. Thank you for sharing your insights and your thoughts, and of course helping us make sense of this important civic responsibility. We've been taking a review of the past Lagos local government elections held last Saturday, July 12, of course, 2025. The conversation will continue after this short break. Thank you for coming.